Hi little Beppies and welcome back to another video. Today I will be talking about a playable in the Isle that has fallen a lot. From being a carnivore killer to just prey that can only fight properly in numbers. And I'm talking about none other than Pachy. Now what exactly is Pachy even? If you play the Isle, you most likely know it. It is one of the smaller Magnuscephalids of the roster, the smallest playable one so far, with only Psittaco, an AI, being smaller. Pachy is known for its aggressive mentality and fracture abilities. And currently, it is one of the worst playables in the game. It is hilariously unbalanced, and I don't mean that in a good way. Pachy cannot hit attackers without getting hit as well. A way bigger problem, however, which no one usually mentions, is Pachy's speed. Right now, we don't really see the issues yet, but as more playables will get added, this is gonna show itself. I'm mainly talking about Rex and Allo here. Pachy will not be able to outrun a fully grown Allo's ambush, and while I do not know how fast exactly Juvie Rexes will be, I imagine that a 600 kg Rex Juvie will exceed 41 km/h. This, alongside Allo's pin and Rex's crush, puts Pachy in a bad situation. And with playables in game already, the same issue shows itself. Maya can run down a Pachy, and I don't think I have to explain why in her herbivore almost 8 times the size of a different herbivore, being able to run the latter down is an issue, especially since Herbie on Herbie violence is normal in this game. With the speed mutation, Serrato can run it down as well, which is just silly. Dilo being able to run down a Pachy is generally fine if you ask me, but with how busted the Venom and Dilo bites currently are, it's a problem. But that's a problem of Dilo, not one of Pachy. The only matchup I think is fair, because it largely depends on the terrain, is Omni versus Pachy. In jungles and on mountains, Pachy wins, in grasslands, Omni does. And if it breaks Dilo's legs, it can outrun that one as well, if Dilo wouldn't get the Venom out so quickly. So this video will be less about how to make Pachy more viable in terms of PvP, but more in terms of ecology. So what niche is Pachy supposed to fit? Pachy is a beach dweller, feeding on coconuts. That essentially is its niche, but it's also a jungle animal, especially due to having access to fruits growing on high trees and being able to fight off most threats in there. In jungles, it can also avoid unagile predators like Kano very well. Only problem is, when in jungles, ambushing is very viable and Rex and Allo will spend a lot of time there. It could just stick to beaches, sure, but there Omni would tread it easily. So how do we fix this problem? Well, there's a few factors to take into consideration. One is that getting ambushed is easier to avoid if you hear your hunter coming. This is why I think Pachy should have the hypervigilance mutation by default, thus protecting it from getting ambushed. Furthermore, the self-stunner hits could be removed. This way it would not have to trade hits and could fracture the attacker to then run away or finish the job, with the risk of the latter being getting killed yourself. Thirdly, its agility has to get buffed by a lot, or a slide should be added, one of those. Either is fine. This way it could dodge ambushers and before they look, they are out of stam already. Its speed should also be increased if you ask me. 45.5 km/h seems good, since it would make it able to run down cocky Herreras. After all, it's meant to be a jungle animal. So what do you think about my ideas? Do you agree that they are urgent to stop this animal from being a suicide bomber? Or do you disagree and have other solutions? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and like. See ya!